Kasparian went on CNN's panel show here with Abby Phillips. And I think she's been on a few times lately, on maybe 3 or 4 times that I've seen her on at least. And this is interesting because this is, they're talking about war and regime change, which I feel like is kind of up Anna's alley here. And what you're going to see is she is like absolutely mystified and like horrified, actually is probably a better word, at the reaction of conservatives to this conversation. She is like...
So, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to this channel. So, in this clip, we're going to watch Kulinski and Anna Kasparian take down these MAGA cultist conservatives on Abby Phillips' show, talking about, regime change wars and how now, it's totally based. MAGA's like, based, yeah, we're going to regime change and do nation building again, yeah. Because it's here, because Iraq is different. Because, you know why? Because this is a different place. This is Venezuela. It's not Iraq. They're different. Like, people's will for sovereignty is not different no matter where you are, but whatever. Anyway, we're going to nation build. So Anna Kasparian is going to be shocked. I'm not shocked anymore. And what these conservatives think is so based. It's completely against what they were, into before when they were, campaigning for Trump. Kulinski's going to talk about it as well, and then we're going to provide the better commentary on it. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Take a look and we'll break it down.
I think what's ridiculous is that we're all pretending like this is about a drug war when in reality it's about a regime change war. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has a bone to pick. What they say out loud that we're supposed to pretend like we're not supposed to listen to. Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, has a bone to pick with Venezuela because he feels that they are providing material support to Cuba, and he wants regime change in Cuba because he himself is a Cuban American and doesn't like that the communist revolution happened.
I'd like to see regime change in Cuba,
but that's not our business, okay? We have people suffering here in the United States. I'm not interested in regime change
when they are coming into the U.S.
I'm interested in taking care of our country.
She said it is our business when we have people coming into the U.S. Why do you think these people come to the U.S.? Because of U.S. sanctions and the U.S. embargo, you fucking idiot. That's why. We've destroyed their economies. That's why they come here. Duh. There's no opportunity there. Gee, why is there no opportunity there? Because they've cut off these economies from the rest of the world. That's why. Oh my God, bro. And the other loser who goes, I'd like to see regime change in Cuba. Who are you? Who gives a fuck? Why should you have a say in overthrowing the Cuban government? Aren't you part of this country? Aren't you American? Fucking leave them alone. Jesus Christ. The entitlement. These fucking snobby ass entitled, probably rich Americans. I sure would like that other regime to be changed.
I'm sorry. I have to bust out laughing because, like, that is how it sounds. Listen, I just always want to make sure people understand I am not against rich people. I want to be rich. I'm against dummies, whether they're rich or poor, right? And so he can make that sound with them because it's like, oh, let's get on that next regime change. It's like, and he has every right to scream the way he does. Kulinski has every right to scream the way Kulinski is screaming because it is annoying when people can't understand. Like, if you are shutting down business opportunities for a whole country, right, because they won't do things your way, this is why there's this is why people want to come here, right? Because there's opportunity here, right? And look, it just is what it is. We have to look at this thing holistically and be annoyed with our administrations that do things like this, right? There's that. By the way, guys, if you like the clip, please don't forget the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. But yeah, this notion, and then you'll hear people say, well, it's because the communist countries, that's why they can't, that's why they have high inflation. It's like, there's something called a sanction. That doesn't mess them up too much. What? Why? Because you said so? It's just ridiculous.
Yes. Why should you have a say in any of that? Oh my God, bro. I'm gonna crash out, dog. I'm already crashing out, I think.
I'd like to see regime change in Cuba,
but that's not our business.
I bet that hits hard among the fucking wealthy Cuban cocktail circuit. I bet that hits hard against all the literal criminals that were released from the Cuban jails and sent to the U.S. and became Americans. I bet that hits hard with the criminals and the aristocratic Cubans in Miami who've always wanted to overthrow the government. I bet that hits hard among them.
Okay, we have people suffering here in the United States. I'm not interested in a regime change
when they are coming into the U.S.
I'm interested in taking care of our country.
When terrorists are coming into the U.S.
When terrorists are coming... Dog, I don't even know why I try, man. I don't even know why I'm doing this show. I don't even know why I'm doing this show. Did this bitch just imply or outright say that terrorists are coming from Cuba or Venezuela? They can, okay, if they can get you to believe that, they can get you to believe anything. You probably shouldn't be allowed to live on your own. You should have a, what's the term that they use for it? You know, the thing that Britney Spears was under, is it an executor? Is that the term for it? Somebody who like gets to make decisions.
Conservatorship. Yeah, this is hilarious. Like, I have to, he's right. You know these tools, you know what they said? Kulinski is so right. These tools said that, I can't say the name of the group, but the H group from Palestine and the H, was at the southern border. I could even, I'll even let you have it that the H group from Lebanon was at the southern border. The H group from Palestine, from Gaza, okay? A heavily fortified area that is like so surveilled, right? The same thing that they're trying to do here, right? But by the way, heavily fortified, right? That they somehow got out and were able to take planes and come here, because that's how they make it seem. Don't even start with because somebody would be like, no, they could say like the ideology. No. They wanted you to know that it was those exact people that was at the southern border coming in illegally. Like tools. They should be other conservatorships if they believe this. He's right.
For you because you don't have the brain capacity to do it yourself. You need one of those if you fell for that shit. Is this a reference to the like when Netanyahu and Mike Huckabee and all these fucking freak warmongers say, you do know there's a strong Hezbollah stronghold in Venezuela? By the way, they said about Venezuela. Nobody said it about Cuba. I mean, maybe they did because they lie about everything. But like, there's no Hamas, there's no Hezbollah, there's no massive Iranian proxy, there's no... this reminds me, they used to say this shit all the time during like the Obama years. They'd be like, Al-Qaeda set up a camp just over the border in Mexico. And you're going, no, you guys don't even actually believe this, do you? You don't even actually believe, come on, give me a wink and a nod. Let me know that you're just doing your propaganda. You don't mean this shit, do you? There's no way, bro. She might actually be referencing that she thinks Hamas and Hezbollah are coming into this country from fucking Venezuela because Netanyahu told her so. I pointed this out to you guys the other day, but that's literally like Netanyahu just like fucking with us and trolling us and dabbing on us. That's what that is. That's him being like, bro, listen, I get whatever I want. There's blackmail on your president. I own your president. I could release videos of him boinking an underage girl anytime I want. So that's why he's letting me do whatever I want. Steal the Golan Heights, take the West Bank. And so this is him being like, I know I'm lying. You know I'm lying. But I can still say this and get away with this because I own the president of the United States. That's what that is. He knows that's actually not true. He knows there's no Hezbollah is fucking in tatters. They killed Nasrallah. What are you talking about? Hamas.
I have to stop Kulinski there. Listen, I'm not trying to make anybody scared about, the resistance group in Lebanon. They're not as much in tatters as people would like to say. Even if they did end Nasrallah, sadly, it is like they're not in tatters. Okay, that's not how it works. See, only here in America does it work. Which I don't know. I don't even think it really works like that here, to be honest. But leadership isn't vertical in these other places. It's more horizontal. Somebody else, no matter how much of the leaders that they end, another one is like 10 more are ready and waiting to take over, and then they follow the same doctrine, right? That's how it goes. Secondly, now they don't have an area where they can pinpoint. I don't think that this group just, constantly collectively comes together, but there is something. Now, that pager attack, which was gruesome and maimed a bunch of kids and nobody talks about, but there is something still, there's a spirit, there's something still that they're not completely in tatters. So I just had to come in and fix Because, like, because the way I look at it, like, I believe that, y'all should get the real truth and the real news. It's not about, I side with. It's just about telling you what's really going on. The spirit to fight back for what's yours and all of that is not something that can be taken away from people of a land. It's not. It's actually not something that can be taken away from actual Americans who really feel like this is their land. The only problem is that you don't get to see that kind of American too much. That kind of American is not online. That kind of American is very serious and working on their land and doing what they have to do. But I agree with most of everything else that Kyle Kulinski said. And it is frustrating, absolutely frustrating, to listen to people talk about other people's countries, talk about going changing out, like without question. At least when they did it in Haiti, like, I will say, because this is like when, I guess this was such back in the day, it's like they had to make it seem like the people did it, right? Now they don't even make it seem like the people did it. They tell you, we're gonna go in and regime change, even if we have to get the people to do it. That's still us doing it, and that is a problem. The other thing too, I will say, like I said, there are Americans who would fight for their land. We don't see them online. I believe they exist, but some of them who are people who are online who pretend to be so America first, like so hardcore. When they were I've seen some people ask, like, well, what would you do? How would you feel? Like, okay, even though you're a Trump supporter, but what if, like, China came in to take out Biden? How would you feel? And people said, well, I would pay money to watch it. And I'm like, wow. I thought Haitians were silly with that. When allegedly, let's say America, allegedly, allies, I gotta be careful, went into Haiti and they ended the Haitian president, right? And then there were Haitians who were like, oh, well, he wasn't good enough anyway. And I'm like, no. I'm like, it's not about whether you like him or not. No foreign country should be able to step in your land and take out your leader. Period. Like, this should be, like, outrageous, even if you liked him or not. And I had to, like, fight with people to make them understand that. But apparently there are some Americans who, if it was Joe Biden, they would feel the same way. And I'm like, you people have lost the plot and you still don't understand what really runs this country. We really just, I don't know. It is a bit concerning. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.